Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. On the screen right now, you're looking at a layout I created using a birthday themed scrapbook kit from Close to My Heart. And today I am back again with that same workshop kit, using it to create another double page layout. Now this workshop kit does come with instructions to create 3 double page layouts, but I decided to go out on my own, use the same items that were provided, all the die cuts and embellishment pieces, and go out on my own and create my own designs. So for my layout today, I will be using these 2 pattern papers here, the green. I'm also going to pull in a bit of the wild berry to brighten it up and add a little bit of black towards the end for some contrast. The first thing I'm going to do would be to gut this white daisy cardstock. I am going to use them as frames around both pages. So I'm going to remove the center part because you're not going to see that behind that pattern paper, and I want to save as much of it as I can. I am going to cut down the green pattern paper right now. I believe I cut these down to 11 by 11 inches. And I am also going to cut down this second pattern paper here. It says happy birthday, and I believe that color is either Lagoon or Capri. I am not quite sure. If you would like to know what color that is, please ask in the comments. I will go ahead and give you that information. It's slipped my mind right now what color that was, but I did trim that down as well to use that on my background. I am going to save those branding strips. I will use those later on as well. So right now I'm using the coordinating ink pad with this pattern paper here, either in Lagoon or Capri. And I'm going to ink the edges right now. And I found that I was not getting as much ink on there like I wanted to, so I decided to lay down a scrap piece of paper here and go ahead and blend on my ink instead, and I think that worked a lot better. Next up, I will use the green, and it is the green apple, or apple green. And I'm going to ink the edge of this green paper. I think it's green apple. Now I will go ahead and link all of the items I used today, as long as they're still available. I will go ahead and add them to my description box below, so you can check out this workshop kit for yourself if you're interested. So right now I'm just going to mat that on that white frame. I got it before. And do the same with the left page. And I'm going to pull in that wild berry right now using this ink pad and inking the edge of my white cardstock, just to add some definition to the edge and bring in that color as well, because I will be using more of that wild berry on the front of my layout. So I wanted to tie in the background as well with it. Next up, I will go ahead and start working on my photos. I am using some photo place cards today. This would be a 5x7, and then I have some smaller ones on the right page. The ones that you see there right now, I will remove those and use, I believe they would be the 4x4 size. I'm going to mat this on some cardstock, coordinating cardstock here. And I do mat all of my photo placeholders on this same colored cardstock. So here I'm going to go ahead and use my center ruler. I brought up my T-square ruler first, but then I grabbed this ruler. It has a center point on there. I think this is from Crafters Workshop. I cannot remember, but I will add it to my description box if I can find it. But there is a center point there, so it helped me to get this this pattern paper nice and centered on my background. And I did the same with the left side. And now I'm going to add my photos into place. I am using some foam adhesive behind that larger photo that's going to be on the left page. And that's just going to add some dimension to this layout. And you'll see I will add it slanted on that left page. Next up, I will go ahead and use my ATG adhesive and adhere these smaller photo place holders down on that background. Really loving how this is coming together. It's going to be a really fun layout for some birthday photos. Now you can see there's an empty space on that right page. I decided that's where I'll add a journaling card along with my embellishment cluster. So I wanted to go ahead and use this stamp set here today and just use the same coordinating colored ink to stamp out these brush strokes onto that journaling card. That way my journaling will be a little highlighted by the stamped area, and I'm just flipping my stamp in the other direction there just to give a little variation so they're all not looking the same. Now once I have these spaces stamped on that card, I went in with my blending tool and I am going to ink the edge all the way around on that card just to finish off and frame that card. Gives it a nice finished look. Next up, I will go ahead and adhere that to the lower right side. Actually, I will first mat it on this wild berry cardstock. Just a very thin border all the way around. And I think that adds a really nice touch and will highlight that journaling card really nicely. So now I do not get rid of my manufacturer's strip, my branding strips. I save them and you can see why they're beautiful, why not use them on your layouts. So here I'm going to go ahead and cut 2 banners to add to the bottom of both pages. And I will use my ATG to hold them in place, snap off the excess, cut off the excess at the edge there. And then I'll pull out the other 2 strips that's pretty long because the parts that I cut off at the edge there was not long enough to fit on the left page. So I will grab the other 2 strips that I saved. And here you can see I'm just adhering my journaling strip really close to those branding strips that I just added. So you can see those are way too short. So I'm grabbing the other 2 strips here. I'm gonna get the length about the same and go ahead and add those to the left page now. And that brought in some more color to this layout. So now I will work on my title, I believe. And I'm gonna add some foam adhesive behind my title, which I'm getting from the sticker sheet that came with the kit. Coordinating stickers, and it says hip hip hooray. I'm just gonna add the word hooray, make sure I like exactly where it is there on my background. And once I do, I will remove the backing and go ahead and adhere it to the background. Now I will ink the edge of that as well with whatever was left over on that blending tool. I just went ahead and inked the edge of this part of the title. I'm liking how it looks right there, so I'll go ahead and adhere it. So now I pulled out the die cuts that came with the scrapbook workshop kit, and you can see these squiggly pieces here. I love these die cuts, and with these kits you get everything pre-cut. You do not need a die cut machine at all, and you can see how easy that was to remove from that 12 by 12 sheet. I am removing the center parts out of those squiggly pieces, and now I'll go ahead and adhere them in place exactly where I want them to be on my layout. You can see I add them to the top of my pages there, and I'll also add a bit of it to the sides of those of the happy birthday pattern paper, to the inside parts of that pattern paper. Now I also pulled out some die cut balloons, and on the pre-designed layouts they went ahead and used a pen like I am right now, a brush marker pen, and just added a few little doodles on those plain cardstock balloons just to add some details. So that's what I'm doing right now. I also used that black pen to draw in the strings, the black strings that goes towards that cluster and my journaling card. And this is where I add in the other squiggly die cut pieces to the background. I love what that added to this layout. It just made it a lot of fun adding in those squiggly pieces. So here I'm just pulling in some more stickers from the sticker sheet. You can see I added in a word phrase there next to that cluster on the right. And here I am gonna go ahead and add some more balloons to the top left corner. And I believe I do add some details to those balloons as well, and also the black string. Now there is a die cut sheet that has some black strings on there, which I forgot all about, that you can actually use on the cardstock balloons that I added on the right page, but I forgot about them. But that's okay, the pen worked just as well. So we have these semicircles here from the die cut sheets, and I decided to pop those on my background, as well as the sticker that says OMG, and I think the other one says hooray or yay. I cannot remember right now, and it's too tiny for me to see. I think it says yay. I love bringing in yet another color, bold color, to the layout. And this is the black, the die cut sheet with all of those black pieces, including the strings for the balloons. But I'm just using it right now for those bursts, like starburst. And I think the addition of those black starburst just made the layout pop. It added a really nice contrast to this layout. So I hope you guys are enjoying these alternate layout ideas for this workshop kit. If you have this kit, have you created with it yet? Do you plan on using it exactly as the pre-designed layouts, or are you going out on your own? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have lots of birthday photos to scrapbook, these are awesome. This is an awesome kit for those photos. So right now I'm just adhering those pieces to my background. You can see I'm using my new favorite tool there, which is the pickup tool. I actually recently did a video showing you guys how to use this tool, and I absolutely love it and highly recommend it. Now here we have a close-up look at the finished layout. Just need to add photos on there and I'm all set. Here you have the right page. I hope you guys enjoy the process today. I hope it inspires you. Even if you do not have this kit, of course, you can use this design with any collection out there. And I hope you guys will. So I want to thank you all for watching today. And until my next video, bye.